what was the mindset going in? Because it was a troublesome road. I'm not wrong in saying that, right?
Definitely a troublesome road. Definitely a lot of sacrifices to make sure that this record comes out and to
What
finish
was the
it.
starting point in that sense?
Which part?
Well,
just the beginning of the record?
yeah,
or?
just the last album.
Well, around 2016, 2017, late 2016, early 2017, we went in to make. I started writing the record, started getting it prepared, all the music, blah blah blah. Completed the music. Burton started to do demo vocals, and then we went on to production. We used different guys for the production and stuff like that. And we completed a record in 2017, but because of due to, the trademark issues and the lawsuits, that we were not able to move forward as Fear Factory. It was in limbo. So the record sat there for a good 4.5 years, right?
Right.
So fast forward to 2020, July 2020, when the outcome of the court case allowed me to regain ownership of the full trademark. I decided to go back, look at the record, and realize that it needed some improvements. And one of the improvements was putting live drums on the record. Now, so we had our drummer, Mike Keller, who's been in the band for the past 9.5 years, went in, recorded live drums. Why he didn't do it the first time is because Burton wanted drum programming. And unfortunately, I was in a situation where I couldn't really change that decision. But I realized that during the Industrial days, the Industrialist, the album, a lot of people didn't like the fact that we used a drum program. So we got a lot of backlash. That's a record that came out in 2012.
Right.
So I didn't want to repeat it again. So I said, in 2020, when I regained the ownership of the name, I was able to go back and make some improvements, of course, with the permission with the record company. Because when you make a record and you sign a record contract, a lot of people don't realize that they own the master recordings.
Sure.
So if you wanted to change, as an artist, if you wanted to change anything on the record, you have to get permission from the record company, right? So I was allowed to get permission from the record company to make changes. But the record company said, we want to keep Bert's vocals on the record, because at that point, Bert pretty much had already quit. I hadn't spoken to him in 3 years since that time, since 2018. So by the time 2020 came around, he wasn't around to make any decisions or nothing like that stuff. So me and the record company decided that we needed to make some improvements. So I ended up doing a crowdfunding campaign. Thank you to all the fans that we were able to achieve our goal. I hired Andy Sneap to mix the album, got Mike Haller to do the drums, got Reese Fulber to do a couple of the tracks. I got Damien Reynaud, who worked with us on Genexus, to co-produce the album with myself and make the record and get it out.
Right.
And here it is. Disruptor was the first track. Everybody heard it. We got a lot of great reviews. It did really well in the charts so far, on the daily charts, right? And that's pretty much what happened.
Were there moments, and I'm sure there were, where you thought this album will never see the light of day?
Yes, for sure. I thought at one point that this record was not going to see the light of day. I thought that I was never going to, I thought that neither I or Bert was going to own the name. The name was just going to disappear. Somebody else was going to own it. And then we were thinking, like, at that time, we were thinking, like, what's going to happen with this record? Are we going to have to change the name? Blah, 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 all this stuff. And things worked out in our favor. And I say our favor, mine and Bert's favor, even though he lost his half of the trademark in court. It didn't to me, it didn't matter which one of us owned it, because we could still move forward, right? But he decided to take a different route for whatever reason. So I was left alone. So I decided to move forward. Unfortunately, during the crowdfunding campaign, Bert did talk a lot of negative stuff about the crowdfunding campaign, which I thought was going to hurt it, but it didn't. A lot of fans still came through. we had to explain over and over and over and over again what the money was going to be used for. People don't realize also when you do a crowdfunding campaign, when you do a GoFundMe campaign, when you sign up for that, when you sign up to do that, you also have to prove to GoFundMe that this is the reason why you're doing it, right?
Right.
You can't just pull a scam, right? It doesn't work that way. Even though Bert had called it a scam, you can't just call it a scam. As a matter of fact, somebody actually called into GoFundMe to report that it was a scam.
Okay.
Yeah. GoFundMe notified us that somebody had reported that, but they were saying, you've shown us no proof that it's a scam. So we were able to move forward, and boom, we got the finances that we needed to do thanks to the fans, and boom, you got the record now.